So Humpty Trumpty went on TV today and said, whether I free it, whether I take it, I could pretty much do whatever I want with it. And he was talking about Cuba. He said, and I quote, they are a very weakened nation right now. Let's talk about why. Okay, so Cuba is a very weakened nation right now because they had two lifelines keeping them alive, and both of those lifelines are now gone. One being Venezuelan oil. Venezuela was sending them oil cheap, reliable, so they could keep the energy going, keeping the lights on. They're currently in a blackout. So after January 3rd, the United States Operation Absolute Resolve, they captured Maduro, and Venezuela was no longer able to continue sending oil to Cuba. Number two was Iran. Lifeline number two for Cuba was Iran. So when Iran was bombed, the financial and strategic support that they were giving Cuba had been cut off because now they're having to send missiles and defense and the Strait of Hormuz in the ships and everything that's going on with that. So now they can no longer continue to support Cuba in the way that they were before. So in 60 days alone, the United States of America cut off two of Cuba's lifelines. So now they are without power, they are without oil, and they are without food. They are literally being starved to death. That is a tactic of warfare. So apparently, and I haven't seen anybody else really saying anything about this, but apparently the CSIS, which is the Center for Strategic and International Studies, said that they had been picking up signals, Chinese signals, all over Cuba. So the word going around is that China has spy bases in Cuba. I don't know. Don't quote me. I don't know. So the U.S. House of Homeland Security Committee thinks that Cuba has expanding military and spy bases all over Cuba, and that the Chinese Communist Party is spreading its little hooks into the United States. So they're all up in arms because they think the Chinese Communist Party is teaming up with Cuba to strategize against the United States. That's coming from the U.S. Congress. That's not coming from me, okay? I'm just telling y'all what they be saying. Then you got Russia. So Russia entered into a new intergovernmental agreement with Cuba in October of 2025. So Cuba has deep military ties and intelligence ties with Russia and China. And the US Congress is seeing that there is a very visible shift to cyber and electronic warfare. So if Russia and China are both having military and spy operations, that's what the US House said, 90 miles away from the United States in Cuba, yeah, they're a little bit worried. So then we got Humpty Trumpty explaining exactly what he's doing in his own words. China wants to make a deal, and I think pretty soon we will either make a deal or we will do whatever we have to do. All right, so make a deal or do whatever we have to do. Well, he already did what he thought he had to do when it came to Venezuela by kidnapping their president or their leader, Maduro. And he did what he thought he had to do when he bombed Iran in the middle of negotiations for peace. And here you go talking about we gonna take Cuba, whether that means free or take it, and I'm gonna do whatever I want with it. Okay, so let's connect all of this together, right? We got Congo. Congo has the cobalt, and China controls the cobalt mines. 15 out of 19 of those mines. Sudan has the gold and has the Red Sea coastline. The UAE is funding the genocide that's happening to the Sudanese people. Iran has the Strait of Hormuz and has oil, which America has bombed under the direction of is not real. Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserve on the planet, and America kidnapped their leader, their president. So then you have Cuba. Cuba has Chinese and Russian intelligence knocking on America's door, the United States' door. So what it really comes down to is this is not about freedom. This is not about democracy. This is not about communism. This is not a war on terror like they've been telling you since we were kids. This is basically about America realizing a little too late that China and Russia have been setting up shop in our own backyard. While America was busy bombing the Levant, the Middle East, China built spy bases in Cuba. While America was sanctioning Venezuela, Russia signed military cooperation deals with Cuba. While America was so focused on Ukraine, the Western Hemisphere was literally being repositioned completely. Now Trump is trying to clean it up all at once. He's trying to get his grips back on everything because everything is slipping out of America's hands. Remember, I told y'all this is all about who controls the resources, because who controls the resources controls the modern Western world, or the modern world, period. Gaza, Lebanon, Sudan, Congo, Iran, Venezuela, this is all one project. Resources, geography, power. And the people who always pay the price are the people who live on these lands. Now you see why he's doing what he's doing to Cuba. If you haven't connected the dots yet, go and watch my whole playlist where we bring all of this together, break it all down. And remember to go follow creators from these places who are speaking up and trying to make y'all understand and make us understand what's going on, because we all need to see how this all connects. This is one big project. This is one big plan. This was never a war on terror.